I mean, when you think about just the massive amounts of data that we're creating, but then you think about all the power that's within it for the AI explosion and organizations. I mean, that's rich gold mine for them, right? They want to mine that data. It allows them to make different decisions around consumer habits and buying habits or things that they need to protect. You also have to think about GDPR and how are you keeping that data secure? And so while the app is still king, and I believe that, the data is the queen.
Right. Okay.
And what the queen says goes, right? And so
Spoken like a real queen.
I mean, I don't know, Alan, but and so I think that organizations really focus on how do I keep that data secure? How do I have the ability to make that data and the application affordable for all the things that Andrew talked about, everything from compliance, opportunity, financial decisions, crisis, all those kinds of things. The data is the thing that if they lost that, they are facing financial ramifications, right? Ruin. That you think about the customer experience and CSAT, all those kinds of things. So the data rules, and Portworx gives you the opportunity to be able to, as Andrew said, lay your head down on the pillow because it's highly secure. It's secure in transit. Anywhere you want to put it, you don't have to worry about it. And it's the same experience in any of those environments as well.
Yeah.
Right. I'll add it. Yeah. So one, saying thanks. And I'll add a couple of things, which is first, as the significance, as Staci said, of the data has grown, it's become something that we've seen in the market is now viewed, to your point, as the strategic asset of the company. Although I want to be clear, I'm going to be sticking with Queen for as long as I possibly can.
We will rock you.
Hey, I'm going to say we need more Queens right now than fewer.
Amen.
Yeah. And in that, then that means that you've got something that companies now are looking at both from, hey, how do we leverage it from the inside and the competitive advantage, but also we've got to architect it differently. And if you go back, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, going back to when maybe data wasn't that interesting, it was okay to have data centers or environments where it was a hodgepodge of different controllers. You were doing different types of things with different types of data. And I remember, again, because both of us have been doing this for a while, that there's this magic moment when Sun was in its sort of halcyon days, and
I remember
where that story of, hey, the network is the computer, and they would talk about how, hey, we have one common risk architecture going from a 1U box all the way to that E10K, and data now requires that same degree of simplicity of architecture. You need that visibility to be able to take one approach because you've got to be able to manage it differently. And then you need a software layer that is then going to be able to reach out across those cloud installations of data and provide you with better insights, better management, greater efficiency on it. Things that Pure Storage does with things like Cloud Block Store, but things that also, Portworx and SUSE do with the way that we bring our solutions together. And, as Staci was saying, to be able to integrate that container strategy, and then, a container data management platform. For those who don't know, we were getting some walk-through attention on this.
We were about to have a company.
We were going to have a special guest, which they're always welcome. But it really is. It's just a thing that companies now look at and say, it's central to our business. We need to be able to extract the greatest strategic value out of it. And that means that we have to think about it differently. We've got to think about it as something that, we want to have a best-in-class architecture around because it's a driver of what we're going to be able to do in the future.